Hi everyone. I've decided to do my weave in the form of a video in an attempt to reach students whose learning styles don't lend themselves strongly to a text-based content. I will be using video as much as practical when I actually facilitate a course. I call them micro clips and I try to make them 1 minute or less if possible. This one's going to be a bit longer. I need to get the SOL guidelines on where to put these videos, but we can handle all that later. You may notice that my eyes are not actually looking at the webcam, and I don't apologize for that. I have scripted this video, that is, developed a text file, and it's attached to this post. Scripts are important both for accessibility and they help professionalism with editing and multiple shoots. I use a teleprompter program and I'm actually following the script as it scrolls upwards towards the top of my screen. One of the buzzword concepts being tossed around by university leaders these days is learning analytics. That's a big subject, and if you are interested, I've included a link on the Wikipedia page, a link to the Wikipedia page on more on analytics. But what I'm interested in here is, do you guys realize there's 160 plus forum posts from 14 participants in one forum thread in less than a week? That's pretty impressive and shows a community of engaged people. And as I reflected on this information flow and the lives behind it, I couldn't help but be impressed by the rich life-work experience each one of you, our group, brings to the table. I experienced some interesting possibility thinking, and ideas were popping up everywhere. Things like maybe Laura could help us frame better questions with her training in criminology. Rod referred to a program he participated in called Movement to Music program. I'm wondering how we might use music in the course to improve engagement, reflection and learning in an online environment. Is it possible? How do we do it? This begs the question, is there a better way to get to know each other in an online learning community than threading a discussion post by mentioning a personal link to the original post and then elaborating on it? Is this the only way to break the ice? Could we do it quicker and more effectively? Then there's Brenda's mention of costumes, even virtual, to help us get into the role of things like Imagineer, Vision Transferer, or Dream Catcher. This is an awesome idea. It sends my inbuilt pedagogy possibilities database into overdrive. What if we could use role-play in the course? I have helped develop role-playing using Blackboard LMS at the University of Adelaide. It is called the Mekong eSIM and has won national prizes. Also, there is scenario-based or simulation pedagogy. They call that immersive learning. How can we use that? Then Jocelyn goes and introduces us to mindfulness, and all of us were interested when you check the responses. Brenda quotes Russ Harris describing mindfulness as paying attention with flexibility, openness, and curiosity. I want to challenge our group to explore the question, does an intensive text-based mega word count forum discussion thread help today's students to pay attention with openness, flexibility, and curiosity? What do you think? Is there a better way? Am I disturbing the status quo? Am I promoting disruptive pedagogy? Yep, I sure am. And I even give spoons out to conference attendees when I do a keynote. There's lots of smiles and nods at the time, so I think it works. I tell them to go back to their institutions and keep it on their desk. And when someone says we can't do that and we have to do it the way we always have, I ask them to remember the spoon. There's a link in the text part of this post to my presentation where I do that if you're interested. Sharon jumps in to tell us she's had a VET, that is vocational educational training background, and has run an RTO. That's a registered training organisation, no less. She will bring much to the table, so I encourage any one of you to ask her about competence-based training, which is the backbone to VET. I will start with this, Jocelyn, and anyone else who wants to chime in. How do we move from a philosophy of either incompetent or competent to one of incompetent or competent with excellence? In other words, what makes a student want to excel? What questions, these are big questions with life-changing potential in the answers, don't you think? And then there's Kylie, who adds, I think educators need to remember that they are in the role for the students, not for the promotion of the subject or the objectives of the written curriculum. I couldn't agree more. It's all about the students. And then Lindsay picks up on this with his police versus rock stars analogy. He says, teachers should continually reinvent themselves and strive to achieve their best. It's really about perspective, isn't it? I want to challenge us again to be careful that we are not using the throw out the baby with the bathwater analogy to subtly stay in our personal comfort zone of teaching the way we learnt. And that happens to all of us. Let's work hard to do what Lindsay suggests and be rock star teachers. I couldn't help but think what a valuable contribution Anita could bring to designing a virtual learning space. Her understanding of communication and colour and form and topography, etc., should all be included in how we lay out and use the LMS. Sometimes the LMS won't let change happen, but we shouldn't stop trying, don't you think? Students deserve cool virtual learning spaces as much as they do face-to-face ones. I'm sure you have all seen what I'm talking about, but if you are interested in a state-of-the-art learning space or hub, look at the University of Adelaide's Hub Central. That is one cool learning space, getting the student involvement return on investment that it was hoped for. How could we improve the look and feel of the LMS? And is it worth the effort? The next couple of weeks is going to be a stretch, and all of us will learn as we collaborate together. Has anyone got any comments?